Under a minute, I'm going to teach you the 3 camera settings you need to know for any kind of sports photography. If you want to be able to capture photos like these, you need to understand shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. So you can't use auto for this, you have to turn that dial to manual. So first off is shutter speed, and that is the number that has 1/a number. So right where I'm pointing is shutter speed. The higher the number, the quicker the shutter, the lower the number, the slower the shutter. For any equine sports, I stay between 1/800 and 1/1250. Next up is aperture, which is also called f-stop. F with a number beside it is aperture. Mine goes from 2.8 to 22. The lower the aperture, the more bokeh you have. The higher the aperture, the more visible your background is. Also, the lower the aperture, the more light you're letting in because it's a wider opening. Higher aperture, you're letting in less light, so it's a smaller opening. I usually shoot between 2.8 and 4. Lastly is the ISO, which is your camera's exposure. Lower the number, the lower the exposure. The higher the number, the higher the exposure. As you go up in ISO, the more noise your image will have. With outside lighting, it just depends on what the ISO is. Indoor arenas, I usually try and stay under 1200, but sometimes I do have to go over. There are also ways to fix the graininess in your photos in the editing process, which is something else I could talk about. Hope this helps.